Aloha, and thanks for being a part of ʻIke Kuʻokoʻa. This is an introduction on how to handle your newspaper page. This is your login page if you're already a user, and this is where the guidelines are. This explains some about the project, and this is feedback to those TypeScripters who've handed in pages to give them some ideas about things to make the work more usable. Now let's log in. And there's already a page reserved for me. Now, if I looked at this page, and I don't think I could do this one, I could cancel it. And the cancel button is here. But I think I can, so I'm going to download my text file. And then once these two are in place, I can actually log out and go offline. Now, the first thing to do is to save your files on your desktop. So I save mine to a special folder that I made, Kuʻokoʻa, and I'll just save it right there. But save your text file as well. Then they're both there when it's time to submit your file. I like to arrange my desktop so that I can see things well. Sometimes you have to look at that text awfully close. I need more space for my newspaper than for my typing, so I'll go ahead. I can make this one larger by touching Command and the plus sign. I can make it as large as I need to. That might be a little large. And this one, I can actually make this a larger font. I prefer to be able to see very clearly what I'm typing. So, ready to go. Now the top of mine, this already has more than is up here. So we'll just launch right in at the very first column, which will be this one on the left. Not very clear, but at least I can make out that first one. And the rest of this is left justified. So single tab. I'm going to enlarge this because it's kind of fuzzy. Okay. Now this, I'm not certain, so now the I and the L are always confusing, but I think that looks like an I. And I can't make that out. It looks like boom, cool. And I think this is probably Ho'okomo. It looks, that curl just looks right, so I'm going to chance it. Now this is running off to the next column, so I'm back over here. Ho'okomo. Yeah. Not certain. I think there's a letter here, but maybe not. Uncertain. Okay, now that's it. You type what you can see, you put @ signs for what you can't see, and this page, I would just run down to the bottom of that one. Here, I would launch in again. I would type down 2 there. I would leave a double space between these two. I'm centering again for this title. The next, this is all the same, so a single space is sufficient, but that's capitalized. Yes, T's and B's show up a lot in Hawaiian newspapers. And the rest of this is left justified. Take off my caps. Now, this might go better if I was a little larger. Still can't make this one out right here, but pretty fuzzy. Oh. Now a dash isn't included if it's at the end of if it's just marking a broken word at the end. So moving on. No ka a pana o eva me wai anai. This would be a continue running down, centering this. Pieces like this, a single tab. You don't have to do all the dots. Here we are. So we have K, not certain, and A, no, tab, wai anai. J, W, mahe, looks like lona, tab, and a quote mark. So it would look like that. Now, I would end up typing the page away. This page is actually pretty straightforward. There will be some fuzzy text again here on the right, but I think that's probably more readable than what was on the left. So once this is done, you can submit it. You want to check your work, make sure that it's all okay. Now I'm going to show a different piece. I'm not going to save this one. I actually have another piece that was done. It came off this newspaper, which had lots of examples. Okay, poetry. Let's start up at the top. All single spaced with a double space between the different poems. These are mele from the newspaper. There were lots of advertisements in this one, and many of them are artfully laid out. But you can see now, I could look up Papamake Pono, and here we are. And it's right here. Now you can see, perfectly lovely layout. You don't have to follow the artistic layout. This is how that actually looks. I just left centered the whole piece. The point of this whole TypeScript is to get people back to be able to find the original. So this is what's important. So I've checked this through. I'm pretty comfortable. This is the best that I could do. And so before I submit it though, I'm going to again take all of my text and bring it back down to a size 12. Okay. Save that. And then I'm going to log back on. Now this time, I should be able to submit this file. So let me choose the file first, make sure that I have the right one. This should be RTF right here. Now I know that this took me about 3 hours, and I'm going to dedicate this to my friend Akila Steele, who started this whole project years and years ago. And thanks to every single one of you, this worked perfectly. So it says I'm done. Now it's still here. I refresh my page. It's going to show that it's down here on the bottom. It's my last page in. And I'm ready to reserve a new page. My new page looks, oh, well, not that much different. Fuzzy. And there might be a lot of ats in this section, but I think I can do it. And most of this is going to be pretty worthwhile. So I'll save that for later. And that's the way a page goes in and out. Mahalo ya ʻōkou pakahi. Thanks to each one of you for being a part of ʻIke Kuʻokoʻa.